future. The Crescent Pines redevelopment, the PyroWaste Solutions expansion, and the construction of a historic rail station in Gato Square. While the city leaders call these projects a step towards progress, critics question whether they address the city's deepening divide. Mark Cortez reports. Thanks, Jim. I am currently standing in Crescent Pines, once home to a neglected sewage outlet, the focus of redevelopment efforts to create affordable housing and improve infrastructure. But this plan has faced challenges. Originally, some housing units were slated for Verde Vista, one of Puerto Gato's wealthiest neighborhoods. Intense opposition from residents shifted those plans entirely to Crescent Pines. Verde Vista residents cited concerns about property values and neighborhood character in blocking the project, prompting criticism of wealth-driven decision-making in Puerto Gato. Verde Vista protects its own interests while Crescent Pines takes on the city's housing crisis. This isn't equity, it's exploitation. The Gato Square Passenger Rail Station, funded by the State Transit Equity Program or STEP, is an effort to improve transit accessibility and connectivity across urban centers. Puerto Gato's proposal was one of the few selected for the competitive grant, with state officials praising the city's plans for promoting regional mobility and economic growth. While business leaders like Thicket Mill & Co. welcome the new project, others, including Boferman Agriculture, warn against neglecting Puerto Gato's agricultural roots. Need for progress, but Puerto Gato's economy is built on agriculture. Urban expansion must not come at expense. The relocation of the PyroWaste Solutions incinerator to an industrial corridor has been praised as a win for Crescent Pine residents. However, concerns about its proximity to farmland have sparked debate among the city's agricultural leaders. As Crescent Pines moves forward, tensions between affluent districts, industrial leaders, and underserved communities continue to shape Puerto Gato's future. Back to you. Thanks, Mark. As these projects unfold, Puerto Gato faces tough questions about growth and equity. Can the city balance progress for all, or will its divide deepen? Now let's turn it over to gameplay. We're a rail station and integrate the PyroWaste Solutions expansion into the new industrial zone. Let's go ahead and dive in and see how these. So this is where our landfill is going to go right over here. And I'm going to start off by going ahead and purchasing this tile here. And let's go ahead and pause the game for a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and delete this here and this parking lot here. We'll replace it with another building. All right, let's urbanize this road by adding in a narrow 2-lane street. I know there's a couple of bumps here already, and my perfectionist is coming out, so I'm just going to smooth them all out and redo it all. I think this will be a perfect time for us to go ahead and plan for a frontage road, and I think it'll help us with traffic and give us some room for future development. So let's plan to use a simple alley and keep it about 5 or 6 units away from this main road here. And I think this will really work well with our overall layout. I think this is a pretty good opportunity to plan where this arterial, which I keep forgetting to rename State Road 48, will go. We'll have it follow this main topography line and curve around this hill to minimize disruption. So we'll use a cut and fill technique, which is just flatten it out. Before finishing this frontage road, I think we'll prep the site a bit by placing an alley where the incinerator will face to kind of start the road network, keep everything organized. All right, and now with that, we'll go ahead and place the incinerator facility. Oh, something like that, nice and simple. And I'll go ahead and connect it in with some power lines really quick. And I'll go ahead and kind of create a little bit of a road network over here. I kind of want to make sure we have a lot of another outlet here so we don't cul-de-sac this entire facility. So let's go ahead and kind of start to slope this up. All right, and with the road network all complete, we can move on to adding the landfill back. And I want to do this because it's essential to have diverse waste management systems because they can help ensure that we can balance our capacities and it'll kind of complement the incinerator plant. And I'll just do a little bit of space here for the area. Cool, nice and simple. And we'll go ahead and add in our wastewater treatment facility. Now I'm going to add
And
in
now
a
with that place, I'm
few
going to zone in a couple
offices
of
as well
offices
as
and light
zone in some
industry
more
to act as
industry to kind of
administrative
act
centers,
as
service depots, and logistic
administrative
hubs. So this will
offices
kind of
and
flesh out the
logistic
area a bit
hubs
more
and
and make it
whatnot.
seem a
Kind
little
of
bit
flesh
more
this area
realistic.
out a little bit more.
And I think it's looking pretty good so far. Now I'm going to take some time to add a little bit of detailing. And I'm not going to go overboard, just enough to bring some cohesion to the area and make it feel a lot more lived in. So I'm planning to add in a retention pond, not just for stormwater management, but also give a little bit of natural charm. And I'll also add in a rest area near this highway for any travelers who may be on for long journeys and may want a break after. So since this is near the highway, I think I'll plant some trees and help screen this entire little industrial area and prep the site for our next project over here.
All right, and I think I should probably cut myself off before I spend too much time over here. I did a lot of little things. I had a little PW here for Pyro Waste Management. That's what this company here is called. If I didn't mention that, but yeah, I also recolored all of the vehicles over here to this green. As you can see, we're kind of waiting for more of them to come here. But yeah, as that's happening here, I think we can go ahead and add in a little bit more of a industry over here, and I'm just gonna add in a stone mining, just because we are about 10% in terms of our unemployment, and I just really want to get it about like 8 before we get to adding in some more residents. Let's just add this in right here. All right, and I think that's a pretty good expansion here. As we can see, I kind of incorporated the windmills into the build, kind of act as if the Pyro Waste is supplying their own power due to the amount of waste that they're creating here. But yeah, I went through, I colored everything as well. I went a little overboard, but I just wanted this to feel like it was all owned by one company, and I'm really sad I can't recolor this building. Really wish I could, but think of like it looks pretty nice, minus the smokestacks, and I'm just gonna try and delete this. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good, and I think with all of that finished here, we'll go ahead and move on to adding in our new rail infrastructure. To start off our rail project, I am going to place all the roads down for our new neighborhood, and we'll kind of reorient the grid around that. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want it to reflect how in the past, certain neighborhoods were able to exercise their wealth to implement infrastructure projects, often, isolating certain communities. So I kind of want to tell that story, and we're going to add in a couple buildings over here as well, kind of supplement that vision and kind of really pay homage to how urban planning often was not neutral, and it was decisive, and it did leave people um, to be disadvantaged in life. To start off, is we'll go ahead and extend our initial survey here. So let's just go ahead and find out where Jeffersonian roads are before we get to any planning. All right, and we got our Jeffersonian grid all extended now. What we'll do is I am going to just go ahead and purchase all these tiles, and I know it'll be pretty expensive, but I know I'm gonna use it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. All right, cool, cool. And we'll go ahead and upgrade these roads, kind of make them match here. And I'll do the same thing for this road here as well. And I don't even know if this is gonna be a straight connection here. It might be severed, but I want the station to be here, and I don't want it to be too busy. So this may get axed, but let's go ahead and upgrade that. and I'll fix all the road names once we finish, but they are a little crazy. As you can see, this is all one road here, so I think we'll fix that in just a moment. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and create a early draft of our grid here, and we'll kind of sever it once we place our rail. But I wanted to further show how it dissected communities and left them kind of separated from the core. All right, and we got that basic road layout. I like it a lot. Yeah, I face it towards the water here. I think it would kind of break apart a little bit the monotony of the same orientation. But yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and tear it apart now. So we'll start it off by placing the historic train station, and we'll just place this right here. All right, and I think that's a good location. But like I said, we'll go ahead and tear it all apart really quick. But I'm just gonna kind of run it back straight through, or right through the middle of these two blocks here. And I think right over here where Lake Avenue should be, I think I'm going to go ahead and sink the terrain down a little bit for the rail, just to make it easier for it to cross in the future. And since Cornelius Boulevard is our major arterial, I want to do something special as we cross here. So we'll use a bridge from Trigon's Rail Pack to make it an important part of our city's history. And we'll do the same thing that we did over there by Lake Avenue for this intersection here. All right, and this is a little ugly. I know it is, but I'm just gonna leave it, guys. Please don't look at it too much. But I think I might be able to kind of bridge this across. And I think over here we'll kind of have it stay up about 7 meters, just because I know we're gonna bridge across here anyway. So let's just go ahead and set ourselves up for success. All right, and I think I'll create a road back here, just a little sneak peek into what I'm doing in the next episode. All right, and I think that's a good little road network we have. As you can see, I kind of planned for this new arterial in the future, just because I wanted to them to have it a back access. Because I kind of deleted a lot of roads. I only left three connections here, and I actually might even sever this one. And I think for storytelling purposes, we're gonna say that the residents in Verde Vista campaigned to disconnect this road here, and we'll kind of plan around that in just a moment. I'm gonna delete all of this here for all this extra stuff we have, and we'll plan for it to connect here in the future. Let's continue the road straight here. All right, and that is a good little network. We went ahead and connected it all up there. Let's go ahead and create our first little route. And I don't know if this will be good or bad for our city here. I'm really worried 'cause in my last couple test runs, it kind of like people started to leave, but we should be fine, you know? And I think you would see a lot of density spur up around this road here. So yeah, this road renamed itself Main Street, but we're gonna rename it in just a second here. Let's go ahead and add in a bunch of commercial along this road. And I've been looking at parking and trying to figure out where to put a nice parking garage. And I think we'll put it here. And I really love this asset. It's one of the newer ones from the update. And I think it'll really suit the area well. All right. And just to level up, I'm going to go ahead and place in a school here. If we look at our capacity, we are we are due for some elementary schools. So let's use the suburban primary school, and we'll actually do it close to Cornelius Boulevard. Yeah, we'll do something like that, and then we'll add a couple parks in there as well. And then while we're at it, let's go ahead and place a small high school as well. We'll place this right over here, and I think that'll be pretty nice. So it'll be able to connect here onto this road, um, and yeah, we'll go ahead and kind of flush those out. I'll start off over here with the elementary school, and we'll kind of add a couple parks in here. Oh my god! As we can see, we just had a massive tornado just kind of rip through everything here. And I think it's, oh God, it's going right downtown. Oh God, oh God. Jeez Louise, it just ran right through everything. All right, do something simple like that there. I'll come back to this in just a moment. But I like that a lot. This is our little middle school grounds. And as we can see, we got quite a few ambulances. So let's go ahead and place in a new building here as well. And I've been looking at the Japanese Medical Center. I just like how it looks. And we'll put this right here on Laurel Avenue. Maybe right here. All right, and I went through, I checked all the city services. I think we should be good, but let's go ahead and start zoning in all of our buildings. And we're gonna mainly place in the new, what is it? It's one of the UK ones, the UK medium density terrace housing, because it looks like duplexes. So we'll do a bunch of those. And that's the first block done here. I left this open because I'm gonna add French low rent housing here. Let's go ahead and add in some more commercial around this little segment here. Try and fit our needs. And I guess I'll go ahead and allow zoning on this road. All right, I'll go ahead and place a taxi depot in this area as well. Or I can just use one of these newer ones. And we can probably get rid of this one. And we'll go ahead and add a Depatch center. And we'll add the extra tax as well. All right, this is where a low rent housing unit is going to be at. So we're going to use the French asset packs. And I'm just going to use Find It for this just to make it easier. Um, and we'll just filter out here. And we'll just kind of create a little apartment complex here. Kind of make it interesting. All right, and I think we'll add in a couple more signature buildings to kind of flesh it out a little bit more. So we got this new UK supermarket. We'll add this here. Let's add it. Here, let's see. I'll add in a post office here. Maybe like a little, make this a little plaza instead. So let's maybe back this up and we'll have maybe another small post office instead. Let me just grab this guy. I really wish there was a post office without a parking lot. I guess this one's our best bet, but the Japanese parking lot or Japanese one looks, it'll help us out here. So maybe we put this one towards the back here, and I know I'm out of my grid, but I don't really care. We'll put that there, and then we'll zone in a couple of additional buildings like. All right, and I think to kind of balance things out, I've been not wanting to do this. I think we're going to have to add in a little bit more history over here, and I'm purchase this tile, and we'll just extend this road up here. It looks like we got a little bit of terrain to deal with here. So I'm gonna try and smooth it out a little bit in between these 2 points, and we'll kind of try and follow the natural uh terrain path here. And we'll just kind of follow the highway here and be parallel with it, kind of in this new little uh, industrial site here. And maybe it'll change in the future. We'll see. But I don't know how long this is going to be here. This is just, we just need jobs here. So I'm just trying to help our citizens. And we'll just go ahead and put in a bunch of history over here. All right, and I'll create a little bypass over here just so we can plan for the future again. So I guess we'll just bridge it over here, and we'll try and stay in line here with our grid. All right, we got that all the way over. Let's go ahead and connect it up, the simple part here. All right, and I think we can kind of end it off there. We've kind of fixed the budget here. We're back in the green. Um, this is a temporary fix. As you can see, it doesn't not my not my best work. We were running into some unemployment problems. So put in a bunch of industry over here for the time being. And as we, get a little bit older in terms of our development, I think I can start placing some more buildings and stuff. I just didn't want to go crazy. I added the supermarket over here kind of to act as like a little plaza. Yeah, I'm gonna redo some of these. As you can see, they kind of zoned willy nilly, but I think we'll go ahead and finish off though by doing a little bit of nitpicking or what I call fixing traffic issues and do a little bit of landscaping and detailing in places that we really haven't given the love yet. All right, and I think this is a good stopping point. I like this a lot. I added a bunch of trees in. As you can see, I love that trees. And I rezoned a couple of areas. Well, I'll read and orient that later on. Added in a couple of factories back here, and changed the road names here. It's the best of my ability. I didn't want 8th Street to kind of intersect with 5th Street. Didn't think that made sense, so I kind of cut it off here. So yeah, I'm liking this a lot, and in the future we'll probably, obviously, we'll zone this in. But I think this is where we'll leave off in this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please comment if you guys have anything to improve on, or want me to see, or anything you want to see in the city. But you guys, all right, guys, and that is it for this episode. So I added in. All right, and welcome back. So as we can see, I added in a bunch of trees, like I do. I love adding trees, but I'm liking this a lot. Didn't I forgot to lock these, so it's kind of different here, but I can live with it. But I'm liking the vibe. I really am. It's exactly what I wanted it to kind of look like. Um, so yeah, and I think I'll probably redistrict some of this here in the next episode here. But you can see I named the lake here, and I went ahead and named the district as well. And yeah, I think this is where we'll leave off. Let me know in the comments if you guys want anything else you want to see in the future, or if you what do you guys think about the storyline so far. But you guys have a great one. Peace.